Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Steel Dawn in Fallout 76, where we're running through the quests as Old Man McRib, making the most evil choices possible, killing and eating as many human NPCs as possible, all while wearing a bathrobe and swinging a walking cane. In our last episode, we finished helping Scribe Valdez clear out the basement at Fort Atlas, failed to comprehend a variety of reading material, and managed to break all the fancy things she wanted to preserve. So now we need to talk to Paladin Romani and get the next quest we need to become a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, because apparently no matter how poorly dressed you are, how incompetent you might be, or how poorly armed you show up to town, these clowns will just take in anyone. Let's see what she's got to say. Oh yeah, if you like this, subscribe, like, yada yada yada, you all know what to do. Let's get into this.
Ah, you must be the one I've been hearing about. Paladin Layla Romani, what do you need?
So, you're in charge of this place, right?
As a paladin, I am the commander of the 1st Expeditionary Force to Appalachia, and by extension, the ranking officer here at Fort Atlas.
Alright, well, let's make sure we get off on the right foot. What exactly have you heard about me?
I've received a report from Knight Shin detailing your assistance in his duties. He has given his approval to your consideration as an initiate. Word around the fort is that you've been working with Scribe Valdez as well.
Yes, fortunately she has very low standards. As such, she wrote me a letter of recommendation.
Well, between this and the report I have from Knight Shin, we can discuss you becoming a member of our order. Consider it carefully. Do you wish to join our ranks?
Just to be clear here, I'm very unimpressive. Shin and Valdez both recommended me?
Both have given their approval to your initiate consideration, yes.
This is easier than getting into clown college. What did Shin say about me?
Knight Shin said that your attitude regarding the role of the Brotherhood in relation to the civilian community was questionable. Nonetheless, he felt your intentions were honorable and suitable training would correct any deficiencies. Which means he probably thought I'd like you. That remains to be seen.
Yeah, and what did Valdez have to say?
She finds your technical skills somewhat underwhelming, but rates you as otherwise capable and combat ready.
The ease with which you accept me makes me nervous, and you all kinda do seem like jerks.
I know we can seem cold to outsiders, so I'll let that pass. What I want you to understand is that we are committed to helping the people of Appalachia. We want to aid in the restoration of civilization, and you could be a part of that. Consider it.
Alright, well, I guess I'd like to join if you'll have me, which apparently you will, because, you'll just take in anyone. Alright.
With the recommendations of Knight Shin and Scribe Valdez, I'm willing to consider you for membership. But first, I need to see how you handle yourself without direct supervision. In order to be effective in our operations here, we need to establish positive relations with the people of Appalachia. If we make them see us as a beneficial presence in the area, it will be much easier to secure cooperation in the future. We have reports of feral ghoul attacks on traders and travelers in the southwest forest region, indicative of a nest of some kind. I want you to clear it out.
Just to be clear here, Paladin, I'm kind of a big deal. Why haven't you had some other initiate do this already?
While I'm not in the habit of explaining my priorities to would-be recruits, you may have noticed there's a lot of work to be done here. You doing it accomplishes the mission and adds another member to our ranks. 2 birds, 1 stone.
And if I do this, I'll be in the Brotherhood 100%.
Complete this mission satisfactorily, and I will grant you initiate status within the Brotherhood. Yes.
Initiate status, y'all should make me king, so where is this nest?
We don't know. Our initial reports on the attacks came from a family of farmers, the Putnams, that we passed on the way into the region. I think their sons were rather starstruck when we showed up. I almost expected the older boy to follow us when we left. You should start your search there. They may know more. You can find them at the old Lewis & Sons farming supply.
Figuring out where these ghouls are probably would have been a better use of my time than breaking things in the basement, but let's go.
Very well. Do this, and you will be one of us, with all the rights and responsibilities of a full member of the Brotherhood of Steel. Ad Victoriam.
Yeah, and a happy Victrola to you too. Whatever. On our way to the old Lewis & Sons farming supply, we run into some scavengers and decide to have a little lunch. You guys make it way too easy. You really do. We'll just chow down for a minute here before we get back on the road. And oh look, we've got dessert. Oh, you even shot back. All right, well, that's okay. Easy enough. You look just as delicious as the other one. Let's head off to Lewis & Sons. And when we get here, we can see an old farming supply shop, maybe a little greenhouse and farm, a dog and a Brahmin. And even old man McRib would love to pet the dog because, you know, he's a horrible person, but not that horrible. But the Brahmin, on the other hand, well, that cooks up nicely. You can't expect a man to go hungry when you've got steak walking around outside. And we've got a Mr. Handy in the garden who is apparently invincible. So we might as well head on inside and talk to the Putnam family.
Huh? Whoa there. Mom, Dad!
Who do you think you are barging in here? George?
Hold it, stranger. No funny moves.
Listen up, Farmer John. You'd better put the gun down before somebody gets hurt.
Pretty sure that's my line, Buster. I'm not the one busting in uninvited. Get over here and start talking before George puts some new holes in you.
Yeah, listen to you telling me what to do. You think you're all big and bad. Hey, Bethesda, in the future, make sure I can come back and eat these people. For now, we'll go continue our conversation with Carol Putnam.
Now you need to be more careful just waltzing into people's homes. It's a good way to end up with more lead in you than's healthy. I'm Carol Putnam. This is my husband, George. Now, won't you tell us why you're barging in here, and maybe we can all be friendly when you're done.
Yet nobody else seems to mind when I just go walking into their house. What makes you so special? The Brotherhood of Steel sent me to ask about the ghoul attacks in the area.
Those would be them military types in the heavy armor that came through here recently, right? I'm the one that told them about those attacks.
Those Brotherhood guys are so cool. Wait, are you recruiting? I want to sign up.
Their gear was pretty fascinating.
Settle down, boys. The adults is talking. So you want to know about them ghouls?
Hold up, you boys both want to become cannon fodder? I mean, volunteer to be my human shields? I mean, join the Brotherhood?
Lord, don't get them started.
Oh, yeah. The lasers, the power armor, they are the coolest thing I have ever seen.
Marty, you barely do your chores now, and you get confused by the generator. What good would you be?
Yeah, well, at least I'm not a shrimp like you.
I can pay you to get these two out of my hair.
George!
I'm just kidding. You boys know we love you.
Carol, would you let your sons join the Brotherhood of Steel, where I will use them as a distraction to keep myself safe?
Now, I don't like it, but they're adults. Close enough, I guess. And I know they're bound to want to do their own thing, but the farm needs work. We can't do it alone. If one of them wants to go, well now, George and I'll just have to live with it. You ain't taking both of my boys, though.
Ooh, me.
George, what do you think about all this?
Careful, George.
You heard the wife. She says one of them can go, then one can go, I suppose.
All right, I'm going to take one with me. I'm going to need a human shield for this next quest. But enough about that, I got some other questions.
Fine by me.
Because the Brotherhood of Steel clearly has an effective intelligence operation, Paladin Romani sent me to find out if you knew where the ghoul attacks were coming from.
Can't say for certain. We got a suspicion, though.
A lot of the sightings and attacks been from folks traveling the highway to Flatwoods. They come out of the hills, northwest of the old creamery.
And the only thing out that way is what's left of the Orwell orchards. Could be the source of the things. You gonna wipe them out when you find them?
Yep, the plan's to clear the place out entirely, then head back to Fort Atlas and shake down the Brotherhood of Steel for everything they got.
Good to hear.
You'd be doing everybody in the area a favor. That's for sure.
Safe roads mean safer traders. Good for everyone. The Brotherhood would definitely be making friends if you pull this off.
Friends, huh? Sounds like a free meal. Thanks for the info. I should head out. I'm gonna go pick which one of your kids I'm going to put in harm's way for me.
Just try not to startle us if you drop by again. George has a hair trigger with that shotgun.
Don't worry, Carol. If I drop by again, I'll be sure to make sure that you don't see me coming. Let's go ahead and talk to Colin Putnam about joining the Brotherhood.
I really would like to join the Brotherhood. I know I'm not as strong as my brother, but you've got to have a need for somebody smart, right?
Colin, you seem like a smart guy. There's other ways to get off the farm than joining the Brotherhood of Steel. For one, you could go lock yourself in a vault for 25 years, come out, run around the Wasteland in a bathrobe eating people. It's really fun.
Maybe so, but Marty's right about one thing. The Brotherhood has the coolest tech. It'd be amazing to get to work with it and learn from them.
It's a big decision, Colin, and I'm telling you, the life of the geriatric ninja is a calling that many overlook. Are you sure you want to do this?
I'm sure. This farm isn't the place for me. The Brotherhood could change the world. It's where I belong. Can you make me a recruit?
Of course I can. I'm like Prince or Emperor or Pope of the Brotherhood or something.
Well, I did hear you're working directly for the Paladin, and I know she's their leader. All right, I'm in, if you're sure. I heard Mom say only one of us can go, and I know Marty's stronger and braver than me. I can't imagine getting picked over him for this, but I really hope you do.
Groveling will get you everywhere with me, Colin. Plus, I think your parents will miss you more, so you're definitely my pick.
Really? That's incredible. Thank you. You go on ahead. I need to talk to my folks and say goodbye and that kind of thing. I'll meet you at Orwell Orchards.
Now that we know where the ghouls are coming from and we've recruited one of the Putnam kids to come with us, the smart one, we're leaving the dummy behind so he can continue to be his parents' problem. I don't want to drag that around. We're going to head to Orwell Orchards, meet Colin, and kill some ghouls for the Brotherhood of Steel. When we first get to Orwell Orchards, we can take a look around and see that there's some Mr. Farmhands wandering around. And just to be safe, we better murder every single one of them. So, Mr. Farmhands are just a bunch of Mr. Handies programmed to tend the farm. Shouldn't be anything our walking cane can't handle. We'll take them all down before they turn us into fertilizer. And one more to go. The toughest Mr. Farmhand on Earth. And now we'll go ahead and head into the house. Take a quick look around. We've got some corpses here, and I'm feeling a little peckish, so, it's a little old, but, a geriatric cannibal ninja can't be too picky. We'll head on down to the basement, and I think I've had enough old corpse for one day. Head into the bomb shelter and find Colin.
Hey, you're here. Seemed like this was the place. I had to sneak past everything outside, and then I heard some noises deeper in here, so I just hold up to wait for you. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay, but, did you already know about this bunker?
Not until I got here, no. But you were looking for a nest of feral ghouls. The house seemed a likely bet to have some hiding places. That led me here.
Yeah, likely story. Whatever. We don't have time to talk. You better, stick by me and maybe you'll stay alive or get killed by ghouls or something. I don't really care what happens to you, Colin.
What? Right, whatever you say.
That's right, whatever I say. Colin, you just follow me and be a distraction. You just draw the attention of whatever's wandering around down here so that it smacks you around and fills you with radiation instead of me. So at this point in the quest, we've got one goal. and that is Ghoul Murder. So it's time to look around, follow some quest markers, and murder a whole bunch of ghouls. Colin's screaming, "Oh, this really hurts. Leave me alone. Ow." Yeah, he's really cut out for this. So much worse than he imagined. This is wonderful. I absolutely picked the right person for this job. So we'll just take a quick look around here, and we can't get in that door. You're hit, help. Well, help. Yeah, I guess we'll help you, fine. Ghouls have caps. You hope that's it, huh? Well, according to the quest marker, Colin, that is not it. But we'll keep taking a look around this bunker because it's pretty sweet. I wish I had a bunker like this to live in through the apocalypse. And we'll take out another one. And we'll drink a Nuka-Cola Quantum while Colin cowers in fear and pursue some more quest markers. So it looks like we've just got to take a turn around the bottom of the stairs here. Oh, we've got a whole room full of ghouls. Colin, where are you? You are useless. Okay, this one's a tough one. A little bit tougher than old man McRib's cut out for, but so far, we're doing okay. Especially now that we changed the rules from the last series and have a little bit of armor to help keep us safe. And we've got one stuck behind the door. That's very convenient. Thank you for staying in place while I murder you. And we've got one more hanging around. Looks like it's on an upper level. We'll loot some ghouls and go ahead and take care of this last one before we talk to Colin again and see how he liked his first mission. All right, easy enough. This is not a particularly challenging quest, even for a terrible character like Old Man McRib. Let's talk to Colin.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. That was a lot.
Hey, yes, it was. Are you sure you still want to join the Brotherhood, Colin?
Definitely. I might not be the most brave in a fight, but you must need people to keep everything running. And if the occasional moment of terror is the price for getting to work with their tech, I can live with it.
Yeah, I guess you did all right, Colin. Why don't you pack up and head to Fort Atlas when you're ready? I'm sure you'll make it there alive.
I will. Thanks again for keeping me alive, as well as giving me this chance. I'll make sure you and the rest of the Brotherhood don't regret it. Be safe out there.
Don't worry, Colin. There are few things in life that Old Man McRib regrets because he has no conscience whatsoever. Now, before we head back to Paladin Romani, we need to learn a little more about this bunker. And to do that, there is a terminal we can find that's going to tell the story of the Orwells. Now, before we look in the terminal, we can look on the wall and see a note that says Lucky Hits, the West Virginia Lottery. Drawing date 11/10/2077. I think they might have misplaced those numbers. It was probably supposed to be the 11th of October, not the 10th of November, because, you know, the world had ended by that point. But yes, the Orwells won the lottery. So let's look at this terminal and see what else was going on with this family. Our first entry reads, "If Cheryl only knew how far into debt I had gone building this place, she would have killed me. Looks like it paid off in the long run, though. She knew the bank denied our last loan, but didn't know exactly why. I'd like to see the bank try to get their money back now. There was no saving the orchard anyway. We hadn't been profitable in years, and that was before the moths. That's not the worst of it. Right before the bombs dropped, we found out we won the goddamn lottery. The rep was supposed to show up next month, but I guess that's not happening now. Too bad. We could use the cash as extra toilet paper. Okay, maybe that date was right. Maybe that was when the rep was supposed to come and give them their money." We have another entry on December 25th. "Merry Christmas. It's been a little over a month since we took shelter. We're doing all right. Supplies are good and all the equipment is running smoothly. Cheryl's pretty much gotten over me not telling her about this place. I surprised her this morning with the crib I got before everything went to hell. She was pretty excited. I still don't know how she didn't manage to find it, but she always talked about how much she wanted a kid, but the orchard was always our top priority. Well, we've got plenty of time now. I think it'll be nice to have some new life down here. Yeah, I imagine with just the two of you down there isn't a whole lot else to do, but try and make some babies. And now we see one from March of 2078, so a few months later. It's been about 5 months, still no luck on the baby front, not for lack of trying. I'm starting to think the radiation from above is beginning to leak down here. We're still good on supplies for at least another year. It's been hard trying to stay on top of all the repairs. The pool pump broke last week. The fusion generator a few days before that. One of the projectors is shot, and I think the heater's beginning to go. As long as we stay on top of repairs, we should be fine. So they've got a pool and projection screens down here. They're living it up in the apocalypse. Honestly, I've seen their house. This is way better. It's September now, I think. We lost track of what day it was a few months ago. The leaves in the orchard are probably starting to turn. That was always my favorite time of the year. Damn near everything has stopped working. We're down to just the essentials: air, water, and food. We've got plenty of books to read, though, and my putting game has never been better. I haven't been feeling too well these last couple months. My hair's been falling out, and I'm having trouble keeping on any weight. Cheryl says we need to find help because this place is making me sick. We'll be fine. I'm not ready to leave just yet. And we've got one final entry from sometime in 2078. Still feeling like crap. Mind is fogged. Hard to focus, hard to type. But we're safe down here. I made sure of that. Cheryl doesn't understand. The sacrifice, the debt, months of preparation. All for her. Her and that baby will never have. She wants to leave. She can't leave. I won't let her. And finally, we have an option for security door control where we can open a secured door. That must be the door we saw earlier in our visit here while we were hunting ghouls. Let's go see what lies behind door number 1. And as I suspected when we approached the kitchen, that door is now open. There's a rad roach to take out in here, but no other threats at this point. We've cleared the place pretty well. A little bit of loot lying around. Nothing too terribly interesting, but got some light bulbs and paint cans, so some adhesive and some lead. Drink some coffee, eat some dog food. Might as well grab some extra toilet paper. That seemed to be a thing that Mr. Orwell wanted. Sounds like he was going through some problems. Hair falling out. Sounds like radiation sickness. Maybe he was turning into a ghoul, which would make sense. And we have a note that says trapped. This must be from his wife. All I wanted was to get him some help, and he trapped me in here like some sort of animal. I was able to repair the button that opens the door while he was asleep. He is the only key out of this godforsaken place. Tomorrow, when I hear the shower, I'll take my chances. If anyone's reading this, please know I had no other choice. Ian, I'm sorry. I know this isn't you anymore. Please know that I still love you, Cheryl. So I think that note pretty well confirms my suspicion. Ian was turning into a ghoul from the radiation leaking into the bunker. Now, that doesn't explain where all these other ghouls came from. There were, 20 of them? There were a ton of ghouls down here. This place was lousy with ghouls. If there were only 2 people down here and they never succeeded in having a baby, well, I'm kind of curious exactly where they all came from. But, it's been a long time since then. It's been 25 years since those computer entries and that note was written. So if Colin Putnam was able to so easily find this place, maybe other people were too, and they decided to stay down here because, it's pretty sweet. It's a pretty sweet setup down here. So maybe they stayed down here and they got ghoulified too. And here is that fancy pool area with lots of recreational equipment. We've got a bar. That's a pretty sweet setup down here. I can imagine if a Wastelander found this place, they'd be inclined to stick around for a little while. That would make sense. There's the projection screen on the wall. Yeah, I don't know why the Orwells even bothered living upstairs. This place is awesome. I'd love to live here myself. This is great. Anyway, I think we've looked around the bunker enough. We know what it's all about. We know the story. Let's head back to Fort Atlas and wrap things up with Paladin Ramani.
Welcome back. Have you completed your assigned mission, candidate?
Yes, I did. I wiped out the nest of ghouls, and I also suckered some kid into coming here and being Scribe Valdez's slave.
Ah, that explains young Colin Putnam arriving at our doorstep then. Bright kid. I can't say Shin thought much of him, but if he makes it through basic training, I think you found us another scribe. That'll make Valdez happy. I'm very pleased with your initiative. Excellent job. Not only have you achieved everything we set out for you, but you have expanded our order and helped to secure its future in Appalachia. I hereby confer on you the status of probationary initiate in the Brotherhood of Steel. I'm sorry, but we'll have to put the official initiation right on hold. Something's come up, and we need to deal with it right away. If you've got anything else you need to take care of, make it quick. Report to me again when you're ready.
And with that, we complete our quest, field testing, for Paladin Romani. We get some pretty typical rewards, but we also get a new weapon called Mind Over Matter. Let's take a quick peek at that and see what it's all about. Mind Over Matter is going to be a named legendary weapon with 3 stars. Extra damage to ghouls, 10% while aiming, and 50 damage resistance while aiming. It's a plasma pistol, so you could convert it into a plasma rifle as well. So being a ghoul slayer's weapon, it's not amazing, but hey, maybe you can have a little fun with it. Finish modding it up and display it on your wall. That's half the fun of these weapons. But that is going to wrap up this one for today. Until next week, when we come right back to Fort Atlas, talk to Paladin Romani again, and start the next quest, Disarming Discovery. So we'll see what that's all about next week. As always, if you found this video fun, if you enjoyed it and you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and also a new thing on the channel. Every Tuesday evening, my expectation is between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to start doing some live streams on the channel. We did one last week and had a good time with it. Last week, we did the weekly challenges in Fallout 76. This week, we might do that, but it's going to give me a chance to maybe explore some other games too. I've got some interesting ideas for Fallout New Vegas. I want to do an evil idiot run through the Outer Worlds. You've got some pretty interesting choices with that. And I also want to try out a couple other things too. So we'll see what kind of fun we can have on the live stream. So if you want to check that out, definitely look for that around 8 o'clock Eastern on YouTube on the channel every Tuesday evening. So I hope you had fun with this one today, and I will see you all next time. Till then, I'm Fisty McRib.